This is how I made my planter box with bottom storage. First, we're going to start with making the frame. Go ahead and grab your long pieces and cut the edge off of everything. You want a straight edge to refer to when you're at your miter saw. So in total, you're going to need 4 longer boards and 8 shorter boards to make your planter frame. If you're doing this at the miter saw, use a stop block to make your repetitive cuts. Now keep your blade down until it comes to a stop. If you don't, when you lift the blade, it could possibly lift your stop block as well. This is only necessary if you have it set up how I do with the stop block to the right. You could also add this small cut to your stop block to prevent it from moving when you lift it up. Now this is what one side of your frame should look like. I'm using one of my short boards as a spacer at the bottom to set the height for my legs. You can set the height to whatever you like. I'm just using a block to remove a measuring whenever possible. So repeat this process and make 2 of these side frames. Now attach the remaining short boards to create a cube shape. I'm offsetting the position of my screws so that way they don't run into each other. You can also choose to do pocket holes here, but since this area is going to get covered with wooden slats, I just did it this way. At the base, I'm going to add these boards to create open storage, like this. Now I cut all these to length with the stop block system, and then now I'm just going to glue and brad nail everything into place. When I was building this, I was making this as a base for a tabletop that I had found. I found this tabletop on the corner of my neighborhood. Just look at me scratching the whole edge of it. Oh, I think that the table looks good like this with the simple design, but once I added the slats, it was a whole other story. Did not go together at all. When cutting your slats, cut 2 of them to the width of your frame. Now you can add an additional piece in the front and simply trace it out, and that'll be the measurement for your other slat. Here I'm cutting the edge off so I have a straight reference. I'm placing this gently against my stop block with the flat side against the fence. Now I cut to length. Now just wait till your blade stops and then you're done. Here I'm ripping my slat pieces. Some of them came out really thin and it was a problem later when I attached it to the frame, so I recommend making them at least 1/4 of an inch thick so that way they don't bend. After sanding, I'm setting up my pieces to get stained. I chose to use this stain in poly, but I ended up not liking it.
So this is how it looks with the stain plus poly. I don't like it at all. There's parts of it that came out like really thick. It's really uneven, and the slats look even worse.
I did test the stain on another piece of wood before I started and I liked it, but after the application it just came out gross. So here I am having to sand everything again. I sanded it as much as I could and decided to just stain it black.
Way better.
Look at how much better this is with Danish oil. I used it because in my head this is still the base of a table. So stain or paint your planter as you wish before attaching your slats. Here I'm attaching some on my bottom border as a trim, and it also hides the screws. It's easier if you start with the short slats. Then when you turn it around, you can add your longer slats over it. Okay, now for the fun part, getting to attach your slats. So go ahead and arrange them to your liking, and what you want to do is clamp down your top slat and then nail it into place. Use another piece of wood as a spacer to evenly divide your slats. The last slat, I'm going to add like a small oval shape. So I went ahead and I cut that out with my jigsaw. These smaller accent pieces I also cut out with my jigsaw. This was my template and I used it to trace out all the others. If you have a bandsaw, that'll be the best way to do this, but I don't have one, so I use a jigsaw and my hand chisel. Here I had to glue in additional support beams for my slats. So make your slats thicker so you don't have to deal with this. To add shelving midway, the easiest way was to add 2 supports on each side. So one on the left and one on the right, and those will support the slats that will go across it. Don't forget to add for the width of the boards you're using, because I'm using like 2 of these, so I have to add that. I think I'm just gonna add 1. An easy way to attach your side supports all at the same length is to use a block. After struggling to try to attach it upright, it was much easier to lay the planter down, clamp my block into place, and drill my bores into place. One of them came out crooked because I free-handed it, but it's on the inside. It's gonna have a plant on top of it, so who cares? I did have to do minor touch-ups because of the sanding that I did to remove hard edges, and I absolutely hate using black stain now. You could see everything and anything that gets stuck to it. Ugh. It is beautiful though. This is a nylon polyester all paints and stains brush. I'm gonna use this for all the parts of the planter that are stained black because I'm paranoid it will transfer to the non-stained parts. You know, I'm probably gonna need another bowl now. There's a whole thing of water right here. See, that was like above me the whole time. Bro, imagine if that fell on me, dude. That would have been hilarious. 3 coats later, now I'm gonna give this a light sand with 220, and then we'll do the last final coat. Okay. You know, I don't sense a big difference. You know what? It does feel better. Yeah. I'm scared to do it on the black. It's clean. I didn't sand here because I was scared it would scratch it. but it's already really soft, so I am not tripping. Is that a speck or glare? It was glare.
Another thing I'm noticing that I did not do was fill all these holes. It'll look so much better. Use some wood filler and fill all these holes.
Now I'm just gonna give it one more coat and then we're done. So here's the planter. I'm very proud of this design and the effort that went into making it. Things that I would do different, I would definitely add wood filler here. I don't know, I just didn't cross my mind to do that. And I would definitely make the slats thicker. I made another planter and my slats were 1/4 of an inch thick, and that was sturdy and it didn't bend. So if you make them sturdy, you don't have to add this additional support in the middle. Well, that's really it. So that's the video. Thank you for watching. Please like, share, subscribe so I could grow my channel and be able to share more building projects and garden projects with you.